Hello everyone, this is Clark Kent 434. You guys also know me as Ellis Owens. And got another video, and today this is going to be on my second weapon review. And I'm going to be doing a shotgun, and I actually think, personally, in game, this is probably one of the best all-around, well-rounded shotguns, period. I honestly think that there is not a better shotgun that they have produced. Now, there might be some that have a few features, but this one I think takes the cake. This is just the absolute best, and I'm going to explain why. So the shotgun, if you haven't seen by the title, is the M1014, and I think the M1014 is absolute best. And with it's just great. It's a great shotgun. It's hard hitting. It's fast firing. Great ammo and good accuracy. So, looking at the specs, let's see what makes this gun so good. It's got a fire rate of 210 RPM, which is making it the second fastest firing shotgun in the game. The only other gun that is actually quicker is the QBS 09. So this gun is very, very quick. The muzzle velocity was, for buckshot at least, is 300 meters per square. It does differ. Frags around 150, fletchlets are at 450, and slugs at 300. That's that's obviously to be expected. One thing is to be noted, that this gun is that you'll know some of the stats are a little bit higher compared to some of the other guns, and I'm going to try to point those out. Also, the bullet drop is 9 meters a second on buckshot, which is quite lower compared to some of the other shotguns. Some of them are 12 or even 15. There's only maybe one or two that have 9 meters. So it's one of the lowest bullet drops. So this is a good shotgun, especially to use something like Fletch or buckshot. And you can kind of do some mid-range shots and know that you're going to be hitting pretty accurate. The damage model is at least minimum of 9 pellets if you're firing at least Fletch or buckshot. It's kind of low on the low side, but it does make up for the damage model. As you see here on buckshot, it does 18, which is pretty high. 18 is the damage model, at least for pump action, or not for pump action, but for semi-automatic. Semi-automatics typically do a higher damage model than pump, and so typical pump action are around 15.4, and this does 18. So it's one of the few that actually does a higher damage model, which is really good. That means that overall you're going to have per pellet a higher damage than most guns, so making this a higher damage per pellet. It might not have the most pellets in the game. It is on the lower pellet side, but it has the pellets are going to do quite a bit of damage. Reload times, as you see on the very top number, 0.55 seconds. That's with bullets left in the chamber. That is the quickest reload of any pump action shotgun in the game. And I think it's one of the fastest reloads of all the shotguns in the game. So making this very important. I mean, it being the second fastest firing shotgun, and it having the quickest reload, This makes this gun highly desirable. And as you see with Inti, it has a very same reload time of 0.5 seconds. So you're not going to lose any decrease in time. It's just fast. It is really, really fast. Magazine size is a healthy 8. It's not the biggest magazine size, but 8. Around 8 to 9 seems to be the average for most shotguns. So it is, I'd say, right around the average, and which is good because with a fast firing gun, you don't want to have a low ammo count. So that means that you're going to have a lot of bullets being put down range at a high fire rate. That means it's going to be a high DPS. And this gun is a monster. It really is a DPS monster. Comparing it to the QBS-09, which is the fastest firing, granted QBS-9 does have only 6 in the magazine. I think what the numbers I was doing, the 1014 does look like to have a slightly higher DPS, just because even though it's only 10% slower, it has 2 more bullets, and that seems to be actually making a higher DPS because of it having more ammo. The recoil pattern is 0.5 to the left, 1 upward recoil, and 1.2 to the right. That can be kind of high. It's not as high as some of the semi-automatics. Some of the semi-automatics, like the Hawk and the DBV12, they're quite higher, but it's a little bit high compared to some of the pump actions, but it's not near as high as like any assault rifle. It's quite manageable, very, very manageable for pump action. I honestly think it's, some of the other pump actions I feel like are a little bit higher. So some people think it's too high. I honestly think it's pretty low. It's actually pretty low overall in the game. So, and it's a testament of what the gun is, really what it's all about. The recoil multiplier, where it says first, or the first shot multiplier, is 1. So that's how much when the first round kick, how much the bullet kicks when the first round gets shot. And obviously there's only first round shots because it's only a single, because it's a pump. So it's only a 1. You only got a 1-time multiplier, so you're not going to get some crazy recoil. So that makes the recoil not real, even more manageable. Now looking over to the accuracy, the ADS is 0.1, which is really good. It's right there with some of the sniper rifles and DMRs. 0.1 is great. And the hip accuracy is 0.8, which is actually quite it's quite well. Obviously there's some guns that are going to be better. It's not as 0.8 is not as good as like a PDW or anything, but it's actually a lot better than like assault rifle or LMG. So you'll be surprised. That actually is pretty decent hip fire accuracy. Looking at the spread, we're moving over. It's the top number, the top arrow pointing up, and where it says 0.6. That is your spread per shot. How much the bullets are going to be spreading for every shot you go, and it increases. It's an increasing multiplier, and it's got a 0.6 spread per shot. That's actually kind of high, but it would be understandable. This is a shotgun, so I would expect it to be kind of high compared to other shotguns. It's actually one of the lowest. The lowest actually is 0.6, and there's a couple other shotguns with 0.6 compared to other guns period in the game. That's high, but shotguns aren't supposed to be good medium and long range, so I think it's actually not bad. The number below it is the 15. That's for the decreasing per second. So overall, I think that actually the M1014 is a pretty good gun. Well, thinking about it, fast firing rate, second in the class. 2, very low bullet drop, so making it very good for mid to long range engagements. 3, that the damage model is going to be very well rounded. You're going to find it when you get to targets, even though you're only shooting 9 pellets and you do have a spread of 0.6, which is, compared to assault rifle, it's horrible, but compared to some of the other shotguns, it's actually quite good. But you're only throwing 9 pellets, which is, maybe not the best thing. You might want more pellets because you have a higher chances, especially with a high spread shot, of actually hitting someone. But with doing the higher damage model, like 18 on the buckshot and a minimum of 6, that you're actually going to do more damage per shot. So that's good. Having the fourth thing is the quickest reload time of any of the pump shotguns right now. And that's, currently we only have the first DLC out. I mean, we haven't seen new shotgun be added. And .55 seconds, per slug that's being put in. That's very quick. And this shotgun is, the second fastest in the game. So, you're going to be chewing through ammo. So, you're going to spend a lot of time reloading. So, this, I think, follows up, a lot of the guns that have a high fire rate. I think of the FAMAS and the AEK that comes to mind. They have one of the longest reload times. A gun like the CZ3A1 for the engineer, it's extremely fast, but it has a quick reload time, and a lot of people love that because of the quick reload. And I think people are going to find out when they find this, even though it's maybe not the fastest, but it's right there. It's only 10% slower than the fastest, which, like I said, is the QBS09. But because the quick reload, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Also, you start out with 8 bullets, which it's around average. Average is between 8 and 9. 6 seems to be the lowest, which is what a couple of the shotguns run. But 8 and 9 seems to be a good amount. You'll find out that having those two extra bullets really does help in situations where you'd think you'd fail. I know a couple times I was using buckshot for kind of the medium range shots, and those 2 extra bullets really did make up a big deal. Because why? I was aiming for a medium shot, 30-40 meters out, knowing, well, the bullets are going, the shots are going to spread so much, I'm probably not going to hit them. But because I had so much additional ammo in the gun, I know after 6 shots I wasn't reloading. I had 2 extra shots that I actually killed the guy. And with Fletch rounds, I mean, you can get 3 or 4 kills with 8 bullets and before have to fully reloading. So that's great. The recoil is very manageable on this, which makes it very good. If you find it a problem, you could always put a angle grip or folding grip, which I did run for a while, and I am running, I think, currently on my setup, which is not bad. It does decrease the recoil quite a bit and makes it very accurate. But, even putting a stubby grip, which helps decrease the spread even more, this gun is just so good, and it's got a great hip accuracy. I mean, 0.8. I mean, it's not like PDW great, but it's better than most guns, and it's got great aim down sight accuracy of 0.1. So aiming down sights that you're going to be good. So it's just got good stats overall. I mean, the only negatives I can see is maybe a low pellets. It starts out with 9 pellets, which is the lowest in the count. But maybe that and and maybe a tendency of having a slightly higher, maybe slightly. I mean, it's debatable. It has the one as the upward recoil might be, compared to some people, might be too high of a recoil. Other than that, but it's not really that big of a deal. I don't think so. I mean, one benefit is this one does have a 6 on a decrease on the recoil factor. Most of them, not all of them, have a 6 on a decrease on the recoil factor. This is one of the few shotguns that do. So your recoil is you're going to center every time you fire a bullet. Your gun's going to center back to the middle of the screen faster than most guns. It's going to have a faster and recentering back to where its normal state. So, some people might not like the recoil of the upward one, up and to the right. But I mean, that's about it, But I mean, there is other worse pump shotguns. The UTS has a higher upward, but less left to right. And the Hawk, which is also a pump, it has higher left to right and upward. So, so there is a couple other pump shotguns that are higher. So, I mean, it's debatable. It's debatable if this is, where it stands, if it's kind of, the recoil is kind of high. But, I mean, that's it. It'd be the pellet in the recoil. But other than that, I think it's the best well-rounded shotgun in the game. Right now, this is my favorite. So, well, guys, this is episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be bringing you another episode. Please share if you like this. I'm hoping to bring more content, and like, it would greatly appreciate. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll catch you all out in the digital battlefield. Later.